Hey guys, it's DJ Soul with the School, and in today's video, I will be showing you how to make your life easier with this ti-84 calculator. There's a lot of things you can do with this that most people don't know. So before we get started, please like and subscribe this video if you like the content, and please share with your friends because it probably will help them too. And if anything you need me to go over, anything you need, put it in the comments and I'll get right to it. Let's get started. All right, so let's say it asks you to find the zeros. So it gives you an equation like this, find the zeros. Normally you have to unfactor it out, do all that stuff. You have to find two numbers that add to 13x, multiply to 42, all that stuff. It's an easier way, the calculator. So you go to your calculator and then go to y equals, and then you get this screen and you just type in x and then squared and then plus 13x and then plus 42 plus 42. All right. And so then you graph it. All right. So as you know, since it's two x's, there's going to be two zeros. So first we need to zoom in. Let's go. Negative. Delete. All right, and then graph. So as we see, there's two x's. So now we can just go to second trace, calculate, and then 0. Enter. So left bound. So just choose a point on the calculator. Get the dot. Where's the dot at? Okay, hold on. It's coming. There we go. All right. So basically, choose a point or like a line on the graph where the calculator won't go any far left of it. So it's bound left. So just go right here, 0 right there. So we just go right there. And then go bound right. So right there, it's a 0 right there. So bound right. It's not going to go any far right. And then enter. And then we get -7. And then there's another 0. So we just go second trace, 0. And then left bound, enter. Right bound, enter. And then enter again. And then we get -6. So we'll just have -7, -7, and -6. And now this leads us into our next way. You can find x values, any x value. So let's check what we did. So if we go to second trace, just calculate. See right there, calculate. Go to value. So we can type in any x value. So let's just say -6. All right, it's 0, so it's right. And then second trace value, -7, and then enter. Y equals 0. And so let's say I wanted to plug in -100 on here. It wouldn't let me do it because my windows, like it's only going to show so far this way, so far this way. For example, second calculate value -100. See, I get an error, yeah. So to fix that, go to the window. Oh, I gotta accept the error. And then go to window, and I make my window bigger so it can do that. So let's say X-Men is 1,000. That's not 1,000. All right, X-Men is 1,000, and we can change X-Max, the scale, Y-Men, Y-Max, Y-scale, but we don't need to do that right now. Actually, we may need to change the Y-Max because it's going to be a bigger number. So Y-Max, we'll just say, all right, and then graph. It's going to take a moment to graph. It's going to graph. It's going to graph, graph, graph. So now we can say second trace value -100, and then bam, you get 8,742. Okay, so we did that. Now let's see what else we can do. Okay. Calculate. You can find the minimum or maximum. So if we go back to, let's say, we'll make our window smaller. Delete, delete. Delete. Graph. And let's say we want to find out what point is this function at the very minimum. The very minimum, right there between -6 and -7. So we go to second trace minimum. Let's see. And then depending on where your cursor is, you have to move it. So now it's at a really small negative number. It's going to be somewhere around 0. So I got to move my thing left until it pops up. There we go. It pops up. So left bound, we'll be over this. It can't go any far left than this. And then any far right than that. And then bam. So at the minimum, it's going to be -6.50003. And then the Y value is going to be -0.25. So minimum, maximum, and then intersect. That's good. So let's say it's a system of equations where it's like you have this function, and then you have, let's say, pencil, just say x to the third minus 67 plus 48 minus 67 x. And then it says find the value or values where these x's are the same and they intersect, like where they intersect, where the x's and y's are the same. Normally you would have to either do substitution or elimination, all that stuff, but we found an easier way. So go to y equals again, y equals, just type in that equation. So x cubed plus, or no, it's minus. It's not minus. Minus 67x plus 42. All right, no, it's 48. And then since I don't know where these are going to intersect, I'm going to make the window very big. All right, and then graph. That's the first function. Second function. All right, so as you see, it does intersect. I made my window too big, so let's make it a little bit smaller. So it's going to be close to the the origin, so I'm gonna make it small. And then, all right, and our graph will be able to see something this time. All right, we got that one. And then we got that one. All right, guys, so as you see, it intersects right here. So now to find where it intersects, the point right there, just go to second, calculate, intersect, or you go second, calculate 5, same thing. Intersect. And the first curve is basically the first line, the first equation. So where's, oh, here's it is. So it's only going to go on this equation right here, this blue one, the first equation. So first curve, we'll just say right here. The second curve is going to be on the red one. So let's see. My value's at -8. So there we go. Right there. There's the, so we're going to go right there. And then enter. And then now it's going to guess. It's going to guess where the intersection is between that one and that one. And it's guessed it right there. X is -8.49756. And Y is 3.7402, all that stuff. All right, the last thing is, let's say you wanted to know, let's say you wanted to find out what an X value, like if you type in an X, what the Y is, but you don't want to go through the graph and all that stuff. You can do it by alpha trace, just alpha trace, and it goes to Y1. So the plot we have right there, okay, here we go. Clear. All right, Y equals Y1. All right, so now we go to quit. Just do second mode for quit. That'll help you a lot. And so alpha trace Y1. And so we type in parentheses. That's not parentheses. All right, parentheses, and then any X value, put it in there, then you get the Y. Simple as that. So if you wanted to, let's say it was a linear line, you wanted to find the slope. So you would do 7x plus 56, whatever. Then graph. And then second with alpha trace Y1. Still the wrong thing. Y1, let's say 57. Want to find the slope. And then minus Y. 58. And then you would just do 57 minus 58. And so then you would take this right here, which is the Y, you know, the slope is the Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. So we take that. That's Y2 minus Y1. And then this is X2, X1. So take that, divide it. Take that, divide it by, and let's say you have a answer right there and you don't want to type it in. Let's say it's really long. You just go to second, that right there, and you get the answer. So that, and that's the slope right there. The slope of the line is 7. Want to check ourselves, we can easily go to the graph, window, and we know 50, 60. Well, you know that Y equals mx plus b, so that's 7, so you know that's correct. And then that's it. This is how you use a calculator to do a whole bunch of stuff to make your life easier. Please, once again, subscribe and like and share with your friends if this was helpful. Put in the comments anything you want me to do, and I'll look into it. Thank you for your time.